Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video, and today we've got a vintage TV video, and as you can see, got quite a few sets here. There's actually 7 sets altogether, and the reason they're here in this living room is because, well, one, I don't have much room anywhere else to store these, but I picked these up recently. In fact, I picked them up on Monday and now it's Thursday, so they've been sat here for a little bit, but picked these up, got them for a good price, and yeah, here they are. So these are all untested, and I've never picked up this many sets before, so it's quite exciting time for me picking up all these sets. But yeah, as I said, they're untested. There's 7 of them, and I'm quite happy with what I got. So there's quite a lot of sets there. I'm not gonna say who got them off or anything, in case he doesn't want to be known. But yeah, I got all these for a good price, all untested, and he had a lot of sets. But my main focus is like mid to late 60s, 70s, and early 80s sets. They're my favorites. One of my favorites is dual standard sets, but from the 60s. But anyway, so I'm going to quickly walk through, show you what I got, only briefly, and then I'm going to take each set upstairs in my workshop and I'll open up the back, take a closer look. I won't power anything on. I'm just going to show you guys the state of the sets. We're going to look at them together. I have opened all these already to take a look because I couldn't help myself. But yeah, so we'll take them up one by one. I'll show you the inside. My cat's just meowing, if you can hear him. I'll take them up one by one and we'll look at the inside together. But yeah, let's take a look. So first, I've got 2 sets here, both the same sets. These are Thorn 1615s, I believe from 1980. At least that's when I think they were released. And from my knowledge, these are the last black and white sets being made in the UK. So these are quite late for a black and white set, and they're all transistor as well. There's no valves in these. But yeah, they're both 20-inch. Both is pretty much the same, and they're in pretty good condition. It's just plastic, but there's no marks. A lot of the time, sometimes the wood effect gets rubbed off and it leaves a black patch, but both sets are in pretty nice condition, so that's not too bad. And let's take a look at the back. So yeah, I think the predecessor to this set was the 1500, the Thorn 1500. This one needs a little bit of a wipe, but what you may notice is that this set at the back here has some legs, which is pretty cool. I don't know if these are the original legs. I was told they might not be the original legs, but either way, I think they suit the set quite well. And the legs are mounted with some metal mounts, metal plates. I'll show you that when we take the sets upstairs, but this one doesn't have the mount, so only this one can have the legs. But I think it's pretty cool that this set has some legs for it, so that's nice. Moving on, we have some Thorn 1500 sets. Now, I already have a Thorn 1500. I was going to make a video on it, but I've been in the middle of trying to repair it for a long time now, just on and off and getting sidetracked. But I've got a Marconi phone 4807 1500 from around 71. And so I'm in the process of repairing that, but I thought I'd pick up some 1500s anyway, because I have become a little familiar with the set because I've been working on it and I quite like them. So I picked up some 1500s. Now, this set here, this is a Granada. You could maybe see Granada. It's hard to see. It's quite worn out there, but it says Granada and we got the logo. So this is a rental set. So at the time, I wasn't really thinking it it didn't cross my mind that it's a rental set and that might pose an issue because it might have a lot of hours, it might have a lot of work done to it. At the time, I wasn't really thinking about that. I just thought, oh, cool, a Granada set, a Granada-like version of the Thorn 1500. So I picked it up, and the main reason I picked it up is just for spare parts, really. Of course, if I can get the set working, that's a bonus. If not, it can be useful for parts. So that's why I picked it up. But we'll take a look inside this one later, and you'll see that it's a bit of a nightmare. So I also picked up this. This is a bird. I've never had a bird before, but a bird set. Also, there's quite a bit of muck down here. These TVs were a bit dirty, so they've sort of spread it throughout the house a bit. I need to go in a big clean after this. But as you can notice, we've got some cabinet issues here. Now, it's not as bad as it looks. Basically, it just needs gluing back together. It's just come apart. There is some damage here, but it just needs gluing together. And I actually bought this set not knowing what chassis it is, and it turns out it's actually a Thorn 1500, which I didn't think it was. I mean, looking at it now, you can tell it sort of is, because, or it might be because we got the push buttons here and we got the three usual on-off volume and brightness. But I thought it was quite a nice looking set. If I can glue it together, get it, get the cabinet sorted out, it might be quite good. But yeah, that's a 1500. So, and also another set, which I did not think was a 1500 again, which I don't mind. Again, I don't mind having 1500s, but this is a Ferguson. The reason why I didn't think it was a 1500 is because of these, which are really cool, by the way. Channel selectors. And also they pull up here, and then you can twist to tune in. But yeah, this is a 1500. This is I believe a 24-inch or 23-inch. Either way, it's a big screen 1500 Ferguson. And then we've got two sets here. Now, these two sets were impulse buys. I wasn't planning on getting these sets, but it turns out when I was there, I just could not pass these up. So what I got here, these are both, I think, 23-inch or 24-inch sets. This one I've never seen before. Well, I've never seen either of these before, actually. This one is a ITT KB Aristocrat set. I think it's a VC200 chassis. And from the inside, I did see a label, and it says 1971. So that dates the set to 1971. And I have to say, this is probably the best condition out of the whole lot. It's really nice condition. Everything's just really looking really good. So yeah, condition on this set is fantastic. So I'm happy about that. And on the inside, it looks really good too. It just looks a little dusty, which is common. Most sets have a lot of dust in there. But yeah, everything looks pretty good. So happy about that. The push button tuner thing here, that's the only issue so far, is that they don't seem to stay in. But I'm not familiar with this set, so I don't know how this is supposed to work. But anyway. And then the last set here, which again was an impulse buy. This one, I just knew it was a 60s set. I didn't know it was dual standard at the time, but I could just tell it was a 60s set. But yeah, it's a dual standard Soell set. And I'm not familiar with Soell really. I think it's also a GEC set. I think they both companies, I'm not sure if they're owned by the same company, but both those, GEC and Soell, made these sets. I believe the Soell badge would have been here. But yeah, again, it's either a 23 or 24-inch screen, dual standard. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I'm quite happy with this. I think the way it looks is really cool. I like the look of it. And there is some parts here because it is falling apart, unfortunately. The cabinet itself is structurally sound, but as you can see, the sort of veneer is coming off on both sides, and it's quite worn down on the sides as well. Yeah, I think that side is worse. Also, the back is also structurally sound, but it does have a big tear. It's a bit of a out of shape, and it has a big tear in the side which came off. So anyway, that is it for the sets. So I'll bring them up one by one upstairs, and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so this is the first set we'll take a look at, the Thorn 1615. I've also got the other one down here with the legs. So we'll take a look at the back and the inside mainly. But yeah, just to mention before we go into this, I won't be turning these sets on or doing any restoration or repair yet. I'll do separate videos on each set. Otherwise this video, yeah, would just take too long. So I'll do a separate video on each set. But for now, this is just taking a look, seeing what's what, seeing the condition. I know this set here, the 1615, is notorious for being a fire hazard. I think it's the width coil, I believe, would have bad solder joints and would burn up and potentially catch fire. So before I power these up in a separate video, I will reinforce those solder joints, and also I will remove, I think they both have a reefer capacitor in there, a reefer style filter capacitor that likes to blow, so I'll take those out too. Also, I do have the service manual for these sets. So these sets, I believe, are both 3850s, which are the 20-inch models, and there is also a 24-inch available as well. Yeah, so as I mentioned, these are plastic, which seems to be quite common for the early 80s. It does feel a little cheap, but you know, that's what you sort of expect at this point, especially for a black and white set. You know, the push buttons work unlike a 1500, so that's nice. And then you've got the volume and the on and off switch here, and then contrast and brightness. Contrast moves, brightness, well, it did move for a second, but it feels really stuck. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's going to need a bit of work. Also, this is coming off over here. Yeah. Anyway, I'll turn this around. We'll take a look at the back. Okay, so this is the back. Yeah, as you can see, model number 3850. I'm not sure what the difference is between the 3850 and the 6850. We've got the, I believe this is the vertical hold control, and that's all we get on the back, apart from the RF input, which is around here. Also, this one does not have a plug attached. All right, and there we go. That's the inside. So, as you can see, this one has a green PCB. Now, I think the other one has a different colored PCB, and it's been a while since I read up on it, but I think I read somewhere that one of the PCB variants is rarer than the other. I don't really know. I'm assuming the green one may be a later model, a later production. I'm not sure. But yeah, this one has a green PCB. Overall, it's not too bad condition. Let me see if I can get you closer. I'll put the flashlight on. But as you can see, despite it being an all transistor set, it still has the mains dropper. And we can see the tube there. We've got a Mullard A50 120W/R. And I don't think it has a date on it. I can't see any date. But yes, I will pull out the PCB on the hinge here. Okay, so I've just unhooked the RF on the side here. You have to unhook that so you can take this out. There we go. Be careful with the neck board. Okay. And it's hard to get a good angle here. There's not much room for me to do so, but as you can see, it is dusty and dirty inside, but that's about it. It does look quite nice, especially the tube. A lot of the time this can be really bad, but it seems okay. The anode cap seems okay. Sometimes I just like to take a quick peek at the neck, see if there's anything going on there, but the neck's a little looser. And I think there's a reefer. Oh, haha. Well, what do you know? Look at that. It's already exploded. So someone's plugged this set in and it's gone bang. So someone has powered this up, of course, probably more in recent years. But yeah, that's gone bang. So maybe they powered it up, it went bang, and they just turned it off and didn't bother with it. But yeah, I'll need to replace that. I think there's only one of those in here. Not too bad otherwise. Also, if I can put this back. Also, I believe the spot of bother with these sets burning up was, where is it? It was the horizontal, oh, the width. I think it's this here, L23. Well, you can see L24. I don't know if that's also an issue. Well, that's definitely some sort of issue that needs sorting out. But I think it's this section here. So a lot of the time this would burn up and get bad or catch fire. All right, so we've got the other set here. As I mentioned, it's on legs. Don't know if these legs are original or not. Maybe someone knows. Maybe some of you guys know what the original legs would have looked like, but it does sort of match the set. So anyway, there's not much difference between this and the other one. Everything's pretty much the same condition wise. So we'll just take a look at the back. Okay, and at the back, yeah, it's another 3850. Okay. Oh, I was wrong. So yeah, it looks like I was wrong. I could have sworn it was a different colored PCB, but it is different. It does look different, despite it being green as well. I'm pretty sure anyway. So yeah, if we take a look, looks like there isn't anything too bad over here, which is nice. I wonder if the reefer has exploded on this set as well. If we can take a look. Where is the reefer? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it hasn't exploded, but it looks like it's got a crack, which is quite common. So, but anyway, before I turn these on in another video, I'll be reinforcing this area and replacing that reefer. But yeah, I don't think we need to take too much of a look inside this one. Looks pretty much the same as the other, just looks dusty. There's the line output transformer. But yeah, it just looks dirty. It looks like it needed to clean. Alright, and before I'm finished with this set, I just want to show you, without taking the legs off. Yeah, this one has these metal mounts here for these screw-in legs, so yeah. Okay, next we have a Thorn 1500. This is the Granada set. And yeah, not sure what to do with this set. I think I'm just going to use it for parts, but I'm curious to see what you guys think about this set. Because yeah, on the inside it's a bit rough. Cosmetic condition wise, it's not too bad. It does have this on the screen, which I think is just a bit of muck that might come off. So it might have a good tube, but yeah, the inside has definitely been touched by someone else. So we're just going to take a look on the inside. So yeah, on the back we've got a bit of tape, a bit of random tape there. We've also got this blue label, which I'm assuming might be a rental thing. I don't know. But another thing you might notice is that we have one potentiometer here and none here, and you'll see why when we open it up. Okay, and this is the inside, so it is very dirty. You can already see we've got a resistor here, so that's for obviously the mains dropper. One of the sections of the mains dropper must have gone, so we've had that put in there. We've got lots of components been replaced. I'm going to take you a bit closer. So as we can see, we've had stuff been replaced, but look at this. We've got resistors just tied together, not even soldered, and just touching against the valve socket here, just flapping around, which is not good at all. Got random legs here, just not cut off, just flapping around. Which is not good. And yeah, we've got this potentiometer here. The others are missing. Lots of work, quite messily been done on this. And I don't know what's happened here. Maybe people out there who are more familiar with the 1500 would know, or maybe would actually tackle a set like this, but I'm probably not going to try to fix this one up, because we'll take a look on the inside now. And then on the inside, I see it's quite dusty. It's not too bad. The tube looks to be a replacement. It's got, or maybe it's even a regun. It looks like it could be a regun, but before we talk about the tube, let's just talk about this here. Just got random bits. That's for the contrast frame hold and line hold for the back. Just floating around, but it has got the knobs here. I think there's the other one there. And it does have a random valve in here, the PCL 805, which actually is in here already. So that's just a spare valve, but as you can see, this is very mucky. A ton of stuff has been replaced already. We've got this orange cap, which has some solder on the top, and it's just hanging out. The other leg isn't even attached. It's just come off the board. Lots of caps been replaced. Fuses been replaced there. We've got a lot of resistors that are just tied together. That one's been soldered there, but we got resistors like here that have just been sort of tied together. We've got that potentiometer, which we saw. No idea what that's about. It's connected to this orange wire, I think. Which, where is that going? I don't even know. I'd have to look at the service manual. But I don't know. It's got a lot going on. I don't know if the big triple can capacitor has been replaced. In fact, this has been replaced quite well, to be honest. It's been zip tied together. It looks like it's been replaced quite well, although the jacket on this cap has been cut off a little bit there. And there's quite a lot of bare wire as well. Yeah, it does look a bit rough. Maybe this was someone's practice set. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Curious to see what you guys think on this one. But it can be useful for parts anyway. So, and this tube, again, I think might be a regun. Don't know what this is, but it looks like it's almost been glued in place. Which I think I've seen on some reguns, and then the label here, which is upside down. Well, it's a Granada rental, so you guys will have to tell me whether Granada did reguns. I don't know at all. But we do have a date of 1977, so potentially a regun. I'm not sure, but so maybe the tube's good, maybe it's knackered. No idea. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so here we've got another 1500. So I'm a bit out of breath from moving TVs up and downstairs, but yeah, we've got another 1500. This is with the rough cabinet that, well, it mainly just needs gluing together, but it's a little rough, as you can see. But yeah, it's a 20 Deluxe from Bird, and yeah, 1500. Before I work on this one, yeah, I'll have to glue this because it's really hard to move around. But we'll take a look on the inside. And yeah, on the back here, might be hard to see, it says model number 8802. Oh, there we go. So that's the cover off. So with the back off, pretty usual sight. It's a bit dirty. Take a look, swing the PCB out. Okay, so I'm trying to hold the cabinet so it doesn't fall apart on me. But yeah, that's what it's looking like on the inside. So yeah, it's the board itself is not too bad. The tube looks pretty good. The only thing is it's quite dirty and the cabinet's bad. I've got a bit of wood here, which, oh, it's from the top here, it's from the corner, so I'll need to keep that. Another thing to note is that the tube is flaking a little bit, the aquadag. Well, I think it's the aquadag. In fact, well, no, I don't think, well, the aquadag's here, so this is not aquadag, but it's flaking off, as you can see, but I don't think it's in a bothersome area, so that might be okay. And then I'll take you a little closer because the label of the tube says February 1980, which seems quite late. And it's a Velectron. Can't see the model number, it's faded, but I wonder if that's a replacement tube. I don't know. Maybe someone knows, but yeah. Don't know if that's a replacement or a regun. No idea. I also have to be careful I don't neck the CRT with the way the cabinet is falling apart. Okay, and this is the last 1500 I'm going to take a look at. And yeah, this one's a big one. Again, I think it's 23 inch or 24 inch. Got a little bit of this sort of veneer here coming off, but I've seen that quite a few times on these sets. But other than that, it does look like a 1500. You've got the plastic trim here, except it's all plastic. The whole cabinet's plastic, so makes me think that this was maybe, I don't know, late 70s. I'm not sure when this was made. Maybe even early 80s. But yeah, it's Ferguson branded. We've got the usual on and off switch, volume, brightness, and these awesome channel selectors. And if I take you closer, if we lift them up, we can see the tuning knobs are here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I'll turn this around and we'll take a look inside. But yeah, just to note, on the back it says Ferguson Thorn, and the model is, it's hard to see, it's either 3310 or 3810. Okay, and in the back, just got your usual 1500. We've got the tuner at the bottom here. And the PCB on the back looks quite nice, actually. It looks quite clean. And you can see the frame itself is all plastic. Sort of like the 1615s. But yeah, not all is well with this set, unfortunately. In terms of the board, it looks pretty good, just dirty. We do have a cap that's been replaced here, one that's been replaced there, and a couple of others here, so it has been worked on before. To be honest, these caps, it's hard to tell. I don't think they're too old. They look quite clean. This one's been replaced. But yeah, the issue with this set is the tube itself, so unfortunately, you might be able to see it. That's not dirt, it's the actual aquedag. It's hard to see, but it's the aquedag that is falling apart. Let's see if there's some over here yet. So the aquedag's falling apart. You can see I budged it just a little bit just to test, and you can see the glass underneath. So it's very fragile. If you touch it, it just crumbles apart. And this, I've seen this before, and apparently, well, as long as not too much of it is missing the aquedag, it shouldn't be too bad. And also, I've seen people replace the aquedag. I'm not sure what you replace it with. But yeah, if anyone's got any advice on this one, if I'm careful, I'm hopefully, not sure if it'll be okay, but if I can leave it like this, as you can see, the aquedag is still there. As long as I'm careful, the grounding strap is touching it, but it is intact. So, and of course, it's all intact there. So I'm hoping I can just leave it and just be very careful. But yeah, wonder what you guys think, whether it's worth trying to take it off and replace it. I don't know, but I'm not going to touch it. Just going to leave it as it is for now. Other than that, the set seems okay, so I'm hoping that's not an issue. But yeah, it is unfortunate. It's quite a lot of it. It's hard to get a good angle, but there's quite a lot of it around there. So yeah. Okay, so 2 more sets to look at. And this one is probably my favorite impulse purchase that I didn't really plan to get. And this is the ITT VC200, I believe is the chassis. I've got the service manual here. I'm not sure what the model number is. It might say on the back, but again, I believe it's 71. This set is from, and we'll take a look inside. But yeah, black and white ITT hybrid. Yeah, again, the push buttons I don't think are working. They don't seem to stay in. But other than that, nice condition. So yeah, let's turn it around. So yeah, this is the back. And we've got the RF input here. And we've got the contrast vertical hold. And I think that's it. Yeah, manufactured by ITT. And I don't see any model number, so it doesn't really say a model number. Okay, so yeah, take this out. No model numbers or stickers on the inside of the back. But yeah, so you've got a nice looking set here. So yeah, unfortunately the sticker of the CRT has fallen off, but it is still here. So it's a Mullard A61 120, which is that 24 inch? I don't know, but this useful to have and to know what tube it is. And yeah, I was surprised when I opened this. It's a very small chassis. And we've got the tuner up here. We've got the model of the chassis here on this sticker, the VC200. And we also have a date code somewhere. Where is it? I remember seeing it somewhere. Ah, there we go. It's not a sticker, it's printed in. If it'll focus. It doesn't want to focus. There we go. 20th of December 1971. So that dates this set. Again, I'm not sure what model number this set is, if anyone knows. Unless that's the model number, the SV149, maybe that's it. I don't know. But anyway, it looks fairly tidy. Inside, just very dirty. So yeah, I'm making a video on this set at some point. I also have a colour ITT set, the CVC5 set from 1972. So I'll also do a video on that at some point. Okay, and the last set is the Soell. Now, I can't remember what the model number is. I don't really know, to be honest. I think from doing a bit of research, it was the Soell 1023, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, this is a dual standard set, and I don't know when it's from. Maybe there's a date code inside. But if anyone knows when this is from, again, I think this is a 24 inch screen. It's quite big. We've got a rotary tuner. That's UHF. This is VHF. I don't know how it works properly, but it has UHF on here. So I think you have to, if you want UHF, you got to select it on the VHF rotary, and then you can use the UHF rotary. I don't know. We've got an on and off switch, brightness and contrast. So I think one of these is brightness, one of these is contrast, and oh yeah, and also this is volume as well. And this one moves, so I think that's a fine tuning. This one doesn't move at all, so I don't know if it's supposed to move or it's stuck, but that one doesn't move. But yeah, the plastic itself, plastic front is all intact, which is nice. But yeah, the cabinet, unfortunately, on the top is a bit rough, so yeah, but we'll take a look on the inside. Okay, and this is the back. One thing that makes this set a pain to move around is also the fact it's missing the feet, so I need to get some feet for this thing. But yeah, the back sort of back carton or whatever it is mostly intact. This corner has a big rip in there, unfortunately, and it's not really staying on properly. So, but anyway, I'll take the back off and we'll take a look. Before I take the back off, let's look here. So yeah, we've got the UHF and VHF input. It looks like there was a label here, maybe that was the model, but I can't see any model anywhere. So yeah, still unsure what model. Okay, and taking the back off, there is a label here, but it's just showing where the valves go. And speaking of valves, you may notice we don't have any. So yeah, someone has been in here and taken all the valves, which is a bit of a shame. So I'll have to get some in order to test this set. But yeah, it's missing every single valve from what I can see, including the valves for the tuner up here. It's supposed to be 2 valves up there. We got the mode select switch here, which I believe sometimes gets soldered in to the 625 position. I have no idea if this is. I don't think it is. So yeah, it seems to be moving fine, so that's good. Oh, there we go. There's a model number. Yeah, there's a model number. 1019, I believe. But yeah, as you can see, no valves, and it's very dirty. Just making sure there's actually a line output transformer that hasn't been taken. No, it's still there. Yeah, it just seems to be the valves that are missing. Yeah, they're missing from here too. And that is the tube Mullard Panorama A5911W. And yeah, it's quite mucky up here. It'll need a good clean. But anyway, that is it for this video. I've just taken a quick look in each set. And yeah, I will be making separate videos on these. I don't know which one I'm going to start with. probably the 1615s because they might be the easiest, but we'll see. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a great day and take care.